Hiya fishy folks, and happy Sunday fun day to you. Today, an update on new outdoor ponds, and also an update on the massive mutt guppy pond breeding system, and the anti-alien device, AAD? I think we call it something else. I don't remember. I'm old. What can I say? Anyway, fishy folks, we got a couple new ponds I want to show you, and also I was talking to my boy Keith from KJE Aquatics. Check Keith out on Facebook, KJE Aquatics. He sells plants and some rare fish and other hard items, you know, filters and medicines, and he's got great wood, sells lots of driftwood, and I find his prices to be probably the best there are on the internet. There are some other sellers that I happen to check out, but Keith always has the best prices. Anywho, I was talking to Keith about going to the ACA convention in July. ACA is American Cichlid Association. I don't really breed or know anything about cichlids, and all of a sudden I'm going. Basically, I'm going to hang out with my buddy Scott and see some friends and maybe learn a little something. Anyway, so Keith and I were talking, and I asked Keith, hey, send me a package for ponds. I need plants for ponds. I need filtering plants. I need good-looking plants. I need plants just because. And so I said, you know, whatever it takes is what I said. We didn't really talk about cost, I guess. Lo and behold, a couple of days later, a box shows up, a ginormous box filled with a ton of plants. And you'll see that plant unboxing live, sort of, in the video. So here's what I want you to do. Check out KJE Aquatics on Facebook if you're looking for pond plants or plants for your tanks. He sent me 3 different kinds of mosses to try. And grab a snack and a beverage and get comfortable and come take a look at my new outdoor ponds. I had to learn about pond plants, so I did what every other person does. I asked friends, and luckily in my local fish club, there is a gentleman named Dr. Ted Coletti. He's really annoying, and he drives a Prius, but other than that, he's a great guy, really smart, and he wrote a book, the Tub Pond Handbook. I'll put a link in the description below. You buy it on Amazon. I bought the digital copy, but you can buy, I think it's a paperback. And it talks about basically summer tubbing and how to do it. Mostly about plants, but I mean it does talk about fish and the ponds and where to put them and temperature and filtration and all that other stuff. So I reached out to Ted the other day and he's like, dude, just buy my book. And I'm like, you know what? I bought your book like 2 years ago and it's sitting in my Kindle account. So I have started looking at that, and the next update you see will be these plants potted and planted. And so we have the Black Princess Hardy Lily. That's going to be fantastic. I do have one of these tubs up front that's supposed to actually be a nice looking pond, not a breeding for profit pond, but I don't think I'm going to be able to set that up before I leave for Japan next week. So anyway, we have some more plants from KJE Aquatics. Keith hooked me up. This is a fantastic arrowhead, and that's actually the name, and this is a golden Japanese sweet flag. And then of course he sent me 10 really nice water hyacinths for the pond, for this pond, which we're going to talk about this pond in a second. Also, he sent me 3 different samples of essentially mosses or guppy grass, just small samples. I'm going to try them and see which one does best in my tank. Sometimes it's hard to find Java moss. So he carries a bunch of other stuff, and I like to, you know, send people his way because great service, great prices. He's a veteran, you know, his little home spun company. And so, you know, I like to share my friends and good business associates with you guys. So Keith, KJE Aquatics, can't say enough about him. Other than being a short little guy, you know, he's great. I'm just teasing. We love Keith. Anyway, I know you're saying to yourself, Mike, what is that big piece of wood doing in this 90-gallon pond? Well, this is going to be a Pleco breeding setup outside. I do have an air stone in it, and the reason why is this is shallow and I think the sun is going to hit. It's going to get much more sun, so I want to make sure there's enough oxygen in the water if it gets hot. Oh, also got some red root floaters, which is this stuff. I don't know anything about it, but Keith sent them to me, so just threw them in the pond. I think that's right. In here there's some too. Anyway, let's get back to the Pleco breeding setup. I'm still waiting for some warmer temperatures. I haven't decided if I'm going to put the Plecos out here before I leave for Japan or after. I'm going to try to do it before and see what happens. It's the first time I'm breeding Plecos outside. I know it can be done. I know it has been done. We'll see what happens. But this is a 90-gallon pond. I'll put a link to this in the description below. These guys make, you know, all kinds of different ponds. Intex is the company. It was simple to set up. You could do it with one person. It is easier with two. But essentially, these bars come in two pieces, and then you have the corners and the legs and the feet. And basically, you make the bars, you string the pond through there, find a fairly level spot, and fill it up. This actually, believe it or not, was 100% level in all directions, and then it rained, and now it's not level. It's level enough for me. It's 90 gallons, and I think it's going to do quite well for the Plecos. I have that big piece of wood that I got from Greg Jones from my aquarium box, and you can see there's all kinds of stuff going on in there right now. Hopefully there's no dragonfly larvae. I do have to check that out. I haven't decided if I'm going to put a net over this or not. I probably will. Speaking of the nets, let's go back to here. So, as I said, I made that lighting diffuser cover, and I don't really like it. I don't like it at all, actually. It was easy and quick. These panels, I forget how much they are. I think maybe they're like 12 bucks each. So it's more expensive than the netting, and the only benefit was it was quicker and easier to make. But you can't see the fish inside, which is, you know, what I like. So I'm going to go back to using the netting. I have quite a bit more down there. I just haven't decided if I'm going to go with the wood, or I'm going to try bungee cords, or some other method. Same thing over here. With this big 100-gallon pond, I will also use the netting or something different. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, Mike, why do you have air stones and whatever's in there? Well, there's a big filter in here. One of the big sponge filters. Simply, I decided to put air stones in for heat, so, you know, for oxygen in case it gets too hot. I'm not too worried about actual biological filtration. I'm definitely not worried about mechanical filtration. We want them home. But biological filtration, the plants will take care of, as well as natural rain. Obviously, if we don't get rain for a couple weeks, that's going to be a problem, but that would be a problem anywhere. So every tub now has an air stone. This one actually has a big filter, and 100-gallon tub, ginormous filter. I didn't really have an extra air stone, so I said, I'll put that filter in there. This way it'll be seated. I'll be able to put it in a tank somewhere when we're done. And to be honest, if production goes really well, I'm gonna have to take one of these 100-gallon ponds, put it in the basement for massive mutt guppy breeding. What else? Oh, the pump I got, I searched on Amazon for pond pump, figuring it would be safe for the elements, and it really isn't. So I have that temporary cover over it. I may build something else. I may just leave it. The pump was cheap enough where if it stops working by the end of the season, I'll be okay. I think it was 20 bucks or something. Link to that in the description. Link to the 396 pump in the description. Link to this pool in the description. This thing is awesome. It was only $32. It's 90 gallons. It's $32. If you have space, you definitely could use it. I got this idea from Solid Gold, Jenny from Solid Gold, way back when I used to watch her before she set up her fish room or fish house. I saw she had goldfish in it in her patio or something. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. And I always thought it was a great idea. And when I looked online to see how cheap they were, I had to buy it. $32 or $33 on Amazon. Link in the description. It will be an affiliate link. I will make millions if you buy it. All right, fishy folks, that does it for the massive mutt guppy pond system and Pleco system and probably other guppy system in here. I think I'm going to put the steel nebula steels out here and just let them go, see how they do. A couple questions I get a lot about these ponds. Do I feed them? Every couple days I do feed them. I don't heat them, as we talked about. They're not filtered, and a couple nights it's been, you know, quite cool in the low 60s. First couple nights it was in the upper 50s, and I was a little concerned, but everybody's doing well, as you can see. So all right, fishy folks, that does it for the pond update. Hope everyone has a great day, and leave comments below. Check out my website, buy lots of fish. See ya. Hi, fishy folks, and happy Sunday fun day to you. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Monday's coming up, but that's okay, because today we have massive mutt guppy pond update. I don't know why that matters that tomorrow's Monday. Who really gives a shit? Some pump.